move down to District 3 Supervisor, and I don't think Jesse had a prior commitment too. I don't think he has it. Jesse Claypool. Jeff Hempel, the floor is yours.
I want to thank the Republican Committee for inviting us here tonight. I've been a Republican since 1985 when I turned 18. I was born and raised here in Lassen County. I'm involved in a 76-year-old business. Our ranch has been in our family for 76 years, and we didn't get that way by not being innovative, being open to fresh ideas, or being narrow-minded. I want to be the next supervisor of District 3 because I have a passion for my community and my district. Janesville's been my home my whole life. And it's very important to me. I've seen Lassen County go through the best times and the worst of times. I remember when Lassen County was a 3-mill, 1-prison town, and now we're a 3-prison, no-mill town with a Starbucks. So we need to make the best of that. I think what I bring to the table more than anything is my experience and my personality to get along with people. I'm a non-polarizing person. I get along with everybody well. I'm a motivator and I'm an optimist. I was elected to the Lassen College Board of Trustees 6 years ago. And as we all know, 6 years ago, Lassen College was in a shambles. They were on the brink of closure. They had accreditation problems. We had a state trustee here running the place, basically. I came on the board and working collectively and cooperatively with the rest of the board members. Look at where we are today at Lassen College. And I just found out tonight from Rich DeMarney, we just got a $6 million grant for technical education. We lead the state in transferable degrees to the UC system among the community colleges in the state of California. And I'm not taking all the credit, but I'm the kind of person I get along with people and I change people's minds. And I think I can do that on the board of supervisors. I think they need a person like me on there that's not going to be closed-minded. I want the board of supervisors to change their attitude from a place that says, well, I don't know if it can happen here, to come on in, let's get it done. What can we do for you? That's what Lassen County needs. Personally, I've been married for 9 years to my wife, Nancy. I have a daughter that just turned 6 years old today, Abby. My parents was the late J.D. Hemphill and Fran Hemphill, and they taught me how to do public service. I've been in public service for the last 15 years. I've served on boards. I was on the Fair Advisory Board. I was on the board of directors of the Janesville Fire District. And like I said, the Lassen College Board. And I'm looking for your vote. I'd really like to be the next new Lassen County Supervisor June 3rd. I'd appreciate your vote. Thank you.
Okay, Max, are you here? Max Tenen? Here he is, Max in the corner. Max.
Okay, I'm Max Tenen. Thank you for having us here tonight. I'm running for District 3 Supervisor, and I'm going to tell you a little about me. I've been a 55-year Lassen County resident. I came here from Oklahoma when I was only 5 years old. We settled in the Standish area, and ever since we came here, someone was sick in my family. And I lost my mom when I was 11 or 12 years old. And my dad had to sell the ranch. And then when I was 16, he had to move for health reasons. Anyway, I've been on my own since I was a junior in high school. I had to work after school. I had to quit wrestling to go to work. And I finished the last 2 years on my own in Lassen. And I got good grades. I got A's and B's. And after that, I went on to junior college and worked full-time at Sierra Pacific Industries. And when I was 20 years old, I married my wife at 41 years, and we've raised 2 kids here in Lassen County. When I was 27, I opened a business. It was TNT Truss and Components that I operate right now. It was pretty much a struggle because we had a tough time. I went on my own and said, I'm going to do this. So I've been operating it now for 32 years. And in the 90s, I built 10,000 square foot of light industrial buildings for small businesses and such. And in 2004, I built 5,000 square foot more. So I wound up with 15,000 square foot. I currently rent them to small businesses in the District 3. One's a cabinet maker shop, and I've got a contractor, I've got a plumbing contractor base, an electrical contractor, I got a state vendor, I've got Frito-Lay that currently uses my warehouse that I rent to, and I'm currently talking to a young man about, it's a gunsmith at Lassen College, I believe he teaches, and he wants a shop. Well, that took a lifetime of work right there. That was 32 years to now. I was 27 when I started. And approximately a third of the businesses in the District 3 is in my industrial complex right now. And I had to make some smart choices with money. I didn't borrow a bunch of money, big loans, or anything like that. I bought used equipment. I had to keep the costs down, and during that time in the 90s, I built us a nice custom home out in the Janesville area. So I had to really watch what I did with my money. I was pretty frugal. The kind of supervisor I would be, I'm honest, frugal, and trustworthy. Now I say frugal, you have to spend money to make money, I understand that. But I'm thinking that the county should be run like a business. And that's how I think that things would straighten up if it was ran more like a business, because the money is getting tightened up more and more in the state of California, and the small counties are going to get less money, less and less. And I'm not running because I need a job. And I don't want people voting for me just because they know me or like me. I want them to think that I can do the job. And I've not had any experience on setting on any boards of any kind. I spend my time killing myself working. I work 12, 14 hours a day. I needed 2 shifts a lot of times in the building years. But I was already 12, 14 hours a day, and I'm pretty anal about my work, and I put out very top quality work. I'm not much of a debater when it comes to debates, but I like to research things and then I can give an answer. Because that's what a supervisor does. If he doesn't know, you research and find out. I'm running on 32 years of personal, hardcore, physical business experience. And I would like your vote on June 3rd. Thank you.
Joseph Turner.
So I'd like to start by thanking the Republican Committee for being able to host this, and also Austin for helping host the one last night as well. It was great. For anyone who doesn't know me, my name is Joseph Turner. I spent the majority of my life in this area, but not recently. I grew up here and moved away, and the military brought me back 6 years ago to manage the National Guard Armory. I was 17 years old when I enlisted. I became a non-commissioned officer very quickly at the age of 20 years old. Did way over my head, got all sorts of stuff thrown on me, and I had to run quite a few position troops, paperwork that I had no idea what to do, and I had to learn very, very quickly. And I've worked beyond what's known as my pay grade multiple times throughout my career, accepting higher and higher levels of responsibilities. I filled in for officers when we've had vacancies. I've had these strenuous duties of trying to rein in different structures within the military to conform to certain standards when everyone wants to go off and do their own thing, because that's just how it's been done for over the years. a little bit more about myself. I live in Milford. I bought my property out there when I was in Afghanistan with our local unit in 2012. I love it out there. So it brought me to District 3. I've also given a lot of my own personal time for things. So there's things I don't like to necessarily talk about. I've done honor guard funerals since I was in high school, volunteering my time playing taps to help bury our veterans. And since coming home, it's a difficult challenge, but it's a very fulfilling one as well. Since then, I've also been asked by Congressman Doug Malfa to be on a Veterans Advisory Council Forum. It's a non-paid volunteer position. We try to meet every quarter, not always able to, and we get a lot of feedback from Congressman Malfa on the veterans issues, on how terrible and atrocious the VA is. And it's great because I get to also tell him how terrible the Army appropriation systems is and how much money that we constantly waste. And I'm trying to get him to help cut the DoD budget just by spending smarter. Some of the things I've done, I've tried to be involved in the community the last 6 years. With the Army National Guard Army, we try to be community involved. We've hosted Spike Camp there over years and years and years, Rocky Mountain Elks Foundation dinners, Lassen hoops. I'm the guy who's been opening up the armory so everyone can come in and all the kids can play basketball, and sometimes going in on a lot of off time for that as well. With the National Guard, we do the 1 week in a month, we give up a lot of our time, and it's something that I'm used to. And one of the issues I know is this access to the supervisor board. Tuesdays at 10 o'clock, we talked about it last night out in Janesville. It's really not acceptable. The people in the community can't actually go and spur debate. There's a small group of people who have the time who can do it.
Thank you for having me here, the Republican Committee. I'm David French. I was born and raised here in Susanville. I'm fourth generation. Graduated from Lassen High School, graduated from Lassen College. Perhaps my greatest moment is most people say they married their high school sweetheart. My wife and I went to kindergarten together. We have something there. After finishing my education, I relocated to Nevada for several years. I graduated the Nevada Highway Patrol Academy. I worked for the Highway Patrol for several years in uniform. I advanced up into plain clothes and became a plainclothes investigator. I worked as a supervisor, deputy chief, and became chief investigator for Bureau of Enforcement for the state of Nevada. My last 6 years, I was sent by the state of Nevada to the National Judicial College located on the UNR campus and received some judicial training, and I became an administrative law judge. I was an administrative law judge for 2 years, and my last 4 years I was the supervising administrative law judge for the state of Nevada. We relocated back here after 35 years. I am currently in my second term as a director on the Susanville Sanitation District. I am the vice president of the Lassen Union High School Alumni Association. I'm a 45-year member of the Susanville Elks and currently serve as a lodge officer. I participate in sports. I'm a member of the Diamond Mountain Men's Golf Club. I'm active in many youth activities in Susanville. I'm running for Susanville City Council, not as a profession or a permanent position, but to see that we get some things done. We've heard talk about the reestablishment of the Susanville River walkway. That's been in the progress for several years. The municipal swimming pool, how many years are we going to talk about that? I mean, this has been 10 years and we're still saying we're going to develop that. My other activities, I guess I should go back. I should have wrote a speech. My primary goal is to get people's attention. I think there needs to be some communication between Susanville citizens, the electorate, and the Susanville City Council. You need to have an open door policy where you can come and talk to me. I left brochures, I left my home phone number. If you have a question, call and ask. The other thing is, I noticed that the Susanville City Council meetings, no one attends. Possibly it's time for a change of times and dates. I noticed that the Susanville City, that Lassen County Supervisors meetings are at 1 o'clock in the afternoon or somewhere about that. Susanville Sanitation District meetings are in the afternoons. In the wintertime, it's tough to get out. A lot of people can't attend those late meetings, so I'd like to make the meeting times and places more available to the voting public. With that, I thank you for your attention. I ask for your vote on June 3rd. Thank you.
Alan Dowdy was here. I don't see him. He's called away to work to write a couple of checks. So I think he might be back. But Kathy Garnier? Garnier, if I pronounced that Kathy right? Or?
Thank you. My name is Kathy Garnier, and I'd like to thank the Lassen County Republic Committee for the invitation tonight. I decided to run for the seat on City Council because I want an opportunity to work with others to further our economic growth. We've got economic growth now, but I think we need to push it further, harder. I also want to work on strategies to promote business growth. I feel that I'm the best candidate because of my dedication, my passion, and my service for the betterment of our community. I've been a business owner here in Lassen County, serving the mortgage industry for 24 years. I'm currently serving as the president of the Lassen County Chamber of Commerce, as president of the historic Uptown Susanville Association. I've been a member of the Rotary Club of Susanville for 12 years, and I'm currently a member of the Lassen Economic Development Committee. I've lived in Susanville for 40 years. I've been married for 32. And I have been very fortunate to raise most of my family here in Susanville. As with other communities, we've had tough economic times, maybe a little tougher than some. I feel that we need to make a greater effort to further our growth and foster economic vitality. I also feel we need to promote recreational tourism. We have the ability to do that. All we need to do is try a little harder. We have so much to offer with our community. I mean, it's a jewel, and we need to grow and use that. I would also like to pursue recruiting new industry. I think that's something we need to really look into in order to bring more jobs in and have people start shopping locally. We need to stop the bleeding. I would like to add that I can't think of any other place where I could find a community like ours. I am and I always will be committed to improving our wonderful city. And I would hope that you would think about me when it comes time to vote on June 3rd. Thanks so much.
Okay, last candidate tonight, we'll be sharing that. And then folks, please ask questions of your candidates afterwards.
Well, thank you, the Republican Committee, for having us here tonight, and thank you, everybody, for showing up. It means a lot to all of us as we go to this voting day. Who we vote for and put into place to take care of our community, to build our schools, to build our businesses, to build our home is one of the most important things we can do. And I thank you for your commitment by being out here, getting to know us, getting to know that area of that. I was born in Susanville. I've moved around. I'm happy to be home. Been home for quite a few years now. And I have education in accounting, administration. I've had experience in government work, in private sector work, small mom and pop, big corporations. But what I really feel like I can bring to the table is my love for our community. I have worked more as a volunteer than as a committee member or board member, hands-on. One of the neatest organizations I have volunteered for is the Police Activity League, and I think that our community could gain a lot from that. It is an opportunity for our officers and our youth to build relationships and bonds that can help keep them out of jail. That can keep our local police force gaining from our locals. As they make those relationships, as they learn what it takes to be officers, they then want to participate. And we don't have to recruit from Southern California. We don't have to worry about them coming here, being trained for a year, and then leaving. As soon as they've gotten to know our community and our community members. I believe that there are a lot of things our community needs to keep working on. Our pool is important. It can happen, it will happen, but there's more. We need to keep the tourists of those basketball tournaments. We need to keep building and making more opportunities for our youth. The tourism from our beautiful river, our forest, our desert, is just a part of it. I'm an avid hunter. I love all of those things about our community, but our kids and their tournaments and their games and their swimming and their basketball, those are really good opportunities for all of us to grow, to bring other people into our community and see what we have here. It is a gem, I agree. And I humbly request your vote June 3rd in order to help better our community. Thank you.
I'd like to thank all the candidates. We've got a good bunch. Not only are they candidates, but they're community leaders, and we're lucky to have them. And let's give them a round of applause. Stick around, mingle. We still have some food, and thank you for participating.
Thank you.